The next movie on our list is Alien vs. Predator, so stay tuned. We'll be right back, and we're going to talk about that one. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, if you want to support the podcast and hang out with us on our Discord app, go to saltynerdiscord.com, jump in. It's a fantastic community. We have a great time chatting with all of our fans of the podcast and coming up with new ideas for shows. We have a S&P Weekly Show idea chat room where you guys can toss in there a couple examples of movies that you want us to cover. We love hanging out and chatting with our people over there, so saltynerdiscord.com. Are you pointing at your ass cheek again?
I am. I need to get that out.
So, I can't talk about this. Freaking Vader has spouted out some nonsense about a tattoo on his ass cheek if we get to 10,000 subscribers
get the tattoo on my butt
by July 4th. I can't believe he said it, but he did, and now it's out there on the internet, and we can't take it back. So 10,000 subscribers if you're watching this.
Get 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah, Vader has agreed to get a tattoo of the Salty Nerd logo on his butt if we can hit 10,000 YouTube subscribers by July 4th, 2022. So if you guys want to help us make that happen, please tell some people about it, encourage them to subscribe to the channel. And we're also going to live stream him getting the tattoo. So don't miss out on
Get
that.
my butt. Get my butt on the YouTube. It's going to be great.
Why are you saying that in Arnold Schwarzenegger's
I have no idea,
voice, dude?
Because we're watching Predator movies. And my Arnold is better than his.
It is. It's leaps and bounds better. Is that everything? Yeah. Okay, Jude, take it away. Alien versus Predator.
2004 AVP, Alien versus Predator. Rated PG-13 with a runtime of 1 hour, 41 minutes. Had a budget of $60 million, 60. What do you think this brought in?
I don't know, 85.
B?
I'm like, right.
It made money, though.
Right there. I'm 85, 90 million. Right around there. $120 million.
$177 million
Wow.
worldwide.
Wow.
This is based on the brand name, brand recognition.
Yeah.
The crossover event of the century.
Well, people had wanted an Alien versus Predator movie for a long
So-
time.
Oh, yeah. They were lobbying.
What's the background with this?
So it's Predator 2.
It's like Jason versus Freddy. We got to see.
Oh, that's
in the
right.
very end of the movie, in the
Yes.
ship, there's an alien skull.
That's right.
There's a xenomorph trophy in the Predator movie before Danny Glover gets the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah, and the Alien fans were like, what the fuck is this shit?
It's right next to the fucking T-Rex.
Yeah.
And there was also a really successful comic book series,
Great comic book series.
of Alien versus Predator that people just lost their shit over.
Okay. So they were like, hey, let's make a movie.
When they put that xenomorph skull in that ship, probably on a lark.
What year was that?
They had no idea what they were uncorking there.
They were inciting.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say that was
fits.
89, 87.
Yeah, right around there.
Okay. So after Aliens,
As
the second
as
movie.
a aliens nerd, as we discussed earlier, seeing that xenomorph skull in that ship it blew my mind. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's in the same universe. I can already see the freaking.
Wasn't there something in Predator 2, the Gary Busey?
Well, that's
what we're talking about.
That's what we're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, you guys kept saying aliens instead of Predator 2.
Well,
we're talking about the xenomorph skull on
yeah.
the
Xenomorph
Predator
skull.
ship.
anyway,
you guys are totally confusing my lady brain.
your poor lady brain.
But yeah, that's where it all
So you
started.
just nerded out. Okay, that's where I was wondering, like, what the genesis of this idea was.
So
And that's exactly what it was.
Let's see what happens when you put the two together.
Well, it's like Fox owned the rights to both of them, and they were able to kind of like.
And it fits. They
Fox
fit
was like,
together.
Let's fuck some shit up.
Fox is owned by Disney now.
Well, now, but back then, so like they had been trying to get an Alien versus Predator thing off the ground, but there were all these lawsuits that were involved with it, and they had to clear those up before they could actually like get forward. So it took them literally like a decade in order to like get all the rights issues cleared up so they could make this thing happen.
And they gave it to Anderson.
Well, at the time, so like James Cameron,
Your arch nemesis.
James Cameron was actually collaborating with Ridley Scott and Sigourney Weaver to create another Alien movie. And Fox basically said like, well, that's all well and good, but we're going to go with Paul W.S. Anderson to do an Alien versus Predator movie. And James Cameron and Ridley Scott were like, fuck you. They're like, this is a terrible idea. We hate it. Peace.
and Kadish was like, I never forgive you people for this.
I mean, this movie does have the Paul W.S. Anderson stank all over it.
It really does. It's funny because
but ironically enough, this is his best movie. So
when I was watching this movie, I had no idea that this was a PWS Anderson movie. No idea. I'm watching it. I'm like 10 minutes in, I'm going, this feels like a PWS Anderson movie. and I looked up.
This movie feels kind of stanky.
Yeah, I did. I was like, something stinks. There's something about this.
Just watching it and you were like,
got some stank on it.
Seriously, it's not even a joke. I'm
What
like,
is that?
what is going on with
That's
this
Paul
movie?
W.S. Anderson.
I'm like,
Yeah, for viewers who might not be familiar, who is Paul W.S. Anderson?
he
Alex?
is the director of
That stank up Resident
the
Evil.
stanky director of Resident Evil, and of all the Resident Evil movies,
I'm really shocked Mila Jovovich
Except for
wasn't
the
in
new
this.
one.
except for the newest one.
Well,
Yeah.
no, like he didn't direct the sequel or the third one,
And
but
he's-
then he came back and directed all the other Resident Evil.
He's the guy behind some of the worst all-time video game movies. Resident Evil.
He directed the first Mortal Kombat movie, and then
Oh, that classic.
and
I kinda
he-
like it.
And he also did Event Horizon, and most recently Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter. That's right.
Oh,
the
God,
dragon.
that piece of shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
With Mila Jovovich.
We did
All
talk
you
about
have
that
to do
one,
is
right?
mention that movie, and I go into fucking Hulk mode. I hate that movie. It's stupid.
It's terrible.
All right, Jude. With that energy, tell us the synopsis for Alien vs. Predator.
So, billionaire Charles Bishop Whalen, the man, not the machine, forces a group of archaeologists to hurry up and spelunk untrained through the ice of Antarctica into the oldest pyramid in the world. When the explorers start poking around inside the pyramid, they trigger the ancient alien baby pods to open and send a message to the predators that the pyramid is active. Then an hour later, the predators finally show up and start murdering the humans because they're all carrying weapons. And if there's one thing a predator hates, it's a human with a weapon. When Blade's mom comes face to face with a predator, she wisely drops her gun and submits. I just blew your mind, huh?
Yeah.
She drops her gun and submits when an alien interrupts their meet cute. She's like, fine. I guess I'll fight these things with you. And the predator's like, let's get matching best friend tattoos on our faces. Then they do some crafts with weapons and skulls and kill the shit out of some aliens.
Yeah.
They're having the best bestie time ever until that alien bitch Carol or whatever shows up and stabs Predator. And Blade's mom is like, I'll never let go, Jack. And then as he's dying, he's like, I am now and have always been your friend. And then his space buddies show up and take his body and they see your face tattoo and they're like, nice ink. And she's like, thanks, my bestie gave it to me. And then the movie mercifully ends.
Mercifully ends. Your synopses are on fire this week, Jude.
Thank you.
That was all very accurate. It was very good.
Yeah, it was incredibly the bestie's face tattoos. Super
Hey man,
accurate.
he's making her part of the clan.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
I'm upset because I don't have a friend that I'm that close to that we've ever gotten best friend tattoos.
We can get matching
Would you
butt
let
tattoos
would
with
you
me.
let a 7-foot tall alien give you a face tattoo?
Listen, if I'm standing face to face with a 7-foot alien, he can do more than that. Like,
Listen, she didn't have any
I
choice.
just want to get out of this alive.
It's like, give me that alien acid stinger.
He's like,
"Ah."
holding out the alien to her, like, you want some? And she's like, I guess.
Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Lance Henriksen.
I don't know, man. This is
He's
kind
a
of
stud.
this is
Your
kind
best friend.
He's my best buddy. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
nerd.
If you could go back to that moment in time and he was like,
I would completely
hey,
ignore him.
wait, no. If you could go back to that moment in time, you've already said that shit. And he looks up at you and he goes, you want to get best friend tattoos?
Want that? I'd probably say yes. Yes, Lance Henriksen, I do.
And then after you say yes, he goes, on our faces? You have to commit. You have to commit.
Can you introduce me to Ray Liotta? That would be really cool.
I want to get introduced to Sigourney
That was about the time he was making a lot of bad movies. Like, what was that Ray Liotta movie he made with him? Where he's on the island with all the prisoners and shit. That was. We're gonna watch that one. That was a good one.
Skull Island?
We're gonna have Lance Henriksen week pretty soon.
Okay, cool. We should see if we could reach out to him and have him on the show.
No, we cannot do that.
Hey, do you remember me? Hi.
Anyway, this is kind of a guilty pleasure movie for me.
Really?
Kinda.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
kind of is. It scratches that like ancient aliens itch,
Yeah.
and it's goofy. I do not, by any means, consider this to be like canon within the Aliens and Predator universe. This is like a what if scenario.
Sure.
It doesn't make any sense for the freaking aliens to be in a pyramid on Antarctica.
Listen, man, there are pyramids under the Antarctica.
Sure.
Maybe.
Absolutely they are.
But they don't
100%.
contain the xenomorph that we found on LV-247 or 4, whatever the number was.
Listen, here's my complaint. First of all, it's PG-13.
Yeah.
Second of all, I was told this was an Aliens versus Predator movie, and what I got was a bunch of spelunking archaeologists for a fucking hour before the aliens fought the Predator. And by that point, I was like, I've had 3 glasses of wine now, and I had to go back the next day and rewatch all of the interesting stuff. And at that point, I was like, I don't fucking care.
The alien, when they did finally get to that fight, though, that fight scene was pretty fun. Like the
day late and $1 short.
The predators get down there. The one grabs the alien by the tail and like whips it around and throws it.
So when the predator was invisible and you just see the alien like tail come up and pop them, that was cool.
What made this PG-13? What is it missing?
They didn't show a chest burster.
Like a couple F-bombs or something?
So basically, the studio mandated that they wanted a PG-13 movie. And Paul W.S. Anderson was like, yeah, sure. I have no credibility.
I didn't look at the rating and I didn't watch this thinking it was PG-13.
Well, the thing is like, so they shot it, there's not excessive gore or anything like that in this movie, which is how they were able to get the PG-13 rating. But the fans revolted when this was announced. And so like they went back and shot gorier versions of the scene to do an unrated cut that they would release on DVD in order to satiate the
studio
fans.
was like, I really want white trash families to be able to take their kids to this.
Okay, that explains it because I did watch the unrated version when I rented this the other night.
Okay, so. I didn't know there was 2 different versions. Because didn't they make an AVP-R? Like it was a different movie and there was like Alien vs. Predator Requiem or whatever the hell.
That's the sequel to this.
And they made it purposely rated R, right? To make up for this movie being PG-13.
I don't know about that.
I think that's what the whole marketing thing was.
Alien vs. Predator Requiem.
Requiem or Rectum? I don't know.
That's literally the sequel to this movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Really? Oh.
No.
Don't. It's terrible.
We need to watch another freaking Alien vs. Predator week, bud.
That's not the one with...
Oh shit, there's a movie called Alien versus Ninja.
That's not the one with Key and Peele, right?
No, I don't think so. Anyway, this movie's goofy and it's dumb, but I like it.
Yeah, it's
the pyramid under the ground and they go down there and like, who drilled this hole? I don't know. It wasn't here yesterday. Like dumb shit like that makes me smile. And the freaking the fight scenes are fun. That one alien that has like the hash marks on its head from the net, like, and it's got like a vendetta against that one dude. Like I like all that stuff.
I like all the predators in all 3 of these movies today are all cool.
Yeah. So all 3 predators in this movie were based off of the ones that we saw at the end of Predator 2. So the idea is that after they were done in LA, they came back here, and these are the ones that we saw honor Danny Glover at the end of that movie.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I didn't realize that either.
I thought it was just another ship.
I should
come to Earth to do some training.
I feel like I should pay closer attention to the masks because the masks are unique for each predator. So and that changes. I guess if they're the same, I'd have to go watch Predator.
Here's my big issue with this movie.
Oh, please.
And this is one of the reasons why like Paul W.S. Anderson is such a complete fucking hack. So in Predator lore, what's the one thing that precipitates them coming to Earth for a hunt?
There can be only one.
No. They always come at the hottest point of the year. They come around the equator. When they went to LA, it was during a heat wave, right? So like they only hunt in
hot, humid,
areas, because they come from like, like they see in heat vision, like, so like they come from a hot planet. This is in Antarctica.
But in prehistoric times, there was no ice.
The predators wouldn't be coming down into a freezing cold area because it just doesn't go with the lore.
Yeah.
But Paul W. Anderson's like, fuck that. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, I see.
And this story was actually made by Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Schwarzenegger, who were the original writers on like the Predator movies. And so like they came up with the story idea, and then Paul W.S. Anderson went off and wrote his own thing based off of that. And it's just like everything in this movie is horrible. Just from an entertainment perspective, like Jude said, it takes an hour to get to the meat of this story. And that initial fight scene between like the alien and the predator, while cool, like imagine this whole movie should have been that. Like imagine like if the predators came down to Earth and they're like, oh, we're going to go hunting. And then they see like all their prey already with like chest huge chest wounds, and then the aliens start showing up, and no dialogue. It's just aliens versus predators fighting from the start to the finish.
Do you think a movie like that would go over?
Yes.
No dialogue at all?
I kind of think it would if it was just aliens versus predators. Except here's...
Are we talking subtitles when they're like...
Alex, we literally reviewed this cartoon Primal with zero dialogue.
It was fantastic.
And you loved it. So like, it can be done.
And we watched a caveman movie about chasing fire.
Okay, no, I'm never watching that movie again.
but like, if this had been a movie where like the aliens, not the predators, but the aliens had like decimated the earth, and the predators were like, hey, let's go check out and see what's happening on earth. And they came down and they were like, oh, fuck.
Or
we
it
gotta
could,
kill
even
all
could have been
these
like a
guys.
colony or something like that.
I would have loved an entire movie of just the predators and the aliens just fucking each other up for an entire movie.
Matt has my brain going now because what I would have done now that I think about it is take the Antarctica shit out of it. Mm-hmm. There's still pyramids in cities and shit underneath the fucking jungle that we haven't explored yet. You know, go to Guatemala, go into deep jungle. Let's find a pyramid that's completely covered over with
watch your hands there, bud.
I
yeah,
with the jungle. You know, they could have easily made this movie much better.
The first fight scene between Alien versus Predator, no dialogue.
No.
And that's the best scene in the entire freaking movie.
Yeah.
Just have the whole movie be that.
I just need those. I can't.
Are we talking subtitles? Are we going to do subtitles for the aliens?
Sure.
I mean, for the predators?
Yeah.
Why?
Like they're like, hey,
just give me some clicks and clicks and blurs and some
Yeah, I mean, they did it in the original when they were like.
Yeah. Typing shit out in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another that's why I thought this was a P.W.S. Anderson movie, is the goddamn holographic map swipe changes from one scene to another. He does it 5 times. I counted.
Straight out of Resident Evil.
Straight out of Resident Evil. I was
well, it's funny because the guy, Colin Salmon, who played the team leader in Resident Evil, He's in all of his. He's in this movie.
He's in all of his movies.
And it's funny because like he gets caught by this net, and for a minute there you think, oh, he's gonna die by grid dissection just like he did in Resident Evil, but then like the guy just like stabs him with a spear, and it's just like, oh, okay.
So okay, give me something in this movie you liked.
Like for the characters?
Like just give me something that you like about this movie.
I love the pyramid shit. I love them being down into this like wacky freaking maze.
The transforming pyramid, right?
Rubik's Cube pyramid.
I thought that shit was dope.
Yeah.
I love that.
Super cool. I will say that the backstory that they gave whenever somebody explained how this all happened.
So basically you got predators coming in. It's a rite of passage. They have to come in, they have to claim their guns.
Right.
And they have to get through the aliens and shit and get out to be a man.
The idea that happened in like Aztec history was way more interesting to me than this like Antarctic thing.
Yeah, like, I love the whole
imagine like
the whole exposition dump where they're reading the hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, you know,
Imagine Apocalypto.
Oh yeah.
But with this
fucking
shit.
Aliens? Yes. That's a movie.
That would have been dope. And it would have fit the lore.
Talking about Apocalypto.
You have to watch Apocalypto, Jude. It's so good. It's like
we're having a pizza and beer night.
It is really good.
It's
a Mel Gibson movie too.
Yeah. It's a fantastic movie.
But one of the things I hate about Paul W.S. Anderson is actually one of his greatest strengths, which is he knows how to like bring in a movie under budget, you know, ahead of schedule, and really squeeze every bit of profit out of it. Like with this movie, so they shot it in Prague.
He's a studio darling.
Yeah. So he shot it in Prague, and the sets that they were able to build in Prague saved them something like, you know, $18 million. And he was able to turn this movie around in like 2 months' time, and then like 4 months of post-production. So like he was able to get it out super quick. You know, on a $40 million budget, this thing made $177 million. The studio loved it, you know, greenlit a sequel like right away, but it's not a good movie. Like we were talking about how Aliens spends their entire first act just setting up the rest of the movie. And it doesn't feel slow or boring or like whatever. This movie does the same thing, except it feels slow and boring and you just don't freaking care.
Yeah.
You just like get to the aliens versus predators crap. Who cares about this stupid backstory about like some like weird pyramid and like human sacrifices and stuff like that?
And honestly, Lance Henriksen, I didn't care that he was in this at all. When I first saw him, I was like, oh shit, it's Bishop.
Yeah.
And then Kadish was like, it's the guy Bishop is based on?
It's Wayland.
Oh.
Yeah, Wayland Corp is huge. That's a big.
And then at that point on, I was just like, nah, I don't care. And then he just fucking dies out of nowhere. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and then they recast him for Ridley Scott's prequels. So
I was way more interested in the pyramid than I was any of the characters in this show.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the shape changing pyramid.
Yeah, it was really cool.
It's cool. It's like cube
really cool.
and freaking weird shit's going on. I like that stuff. I
You
do
know-
agree that the setting is weird, like the Antarctic thing.
Yeah.
Like have that shit in the freaking Amazon or something.
Right.
You know what's
totally
the
with you.
most fun for me is just me personally is like listening to Kadish talk about
How much he
Paul
hates.
W.S. Anderson, like he's talking about his ex. He's like, you know what else sucks about that person?
There's some real stank.
It's like, what, did a guy like take a shit in your Cheerios one day or something?
I hate seeing lack of talent rewarded.
Mm.
And if there was ever a filmmaker who has taken properties with amazing potential and squandered them, it's Paul W.S.
I mean,
Anderson.
honestly, that seems to be the trend for many years now in Hollywood.
Especially video game movies.
It's like you fail upward. That's the way it goes, bro.
Yeah.
He was successful in making a profit.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing about
That
Paul
was his
W.S.
job.
Anderson movies is like his movies always make money. So like, he's able to continue to make them, but they're so bad, and I don't know why they're able to make such
for some
such
reason
profit.
all dumbasses like us keep
Yeah,
watching
dude.
them.
I watch it and I go,
I've watched every single Resident Evil movie out there.
I've seen all the Alien versus Predator movies.
Yeah. I even
This
watched
one
that,
included.
I even watched that piece of shit Monster Hunter.
So you should hate us just as much because we're the
Well,
reason.
Wait.
he backed out of directing Resident Evil 3 in order to do this movie. So
Anyway,
V, you didn't like Monster Hunter, did you?
No, it was terrible. No.
Okay.
final thoughts and favorite moment. My favorite moment is the slow-mo face hugger moment.
Oh,
That
that's
was
pretty cool.
freaking dope, dude.
Yeah.
And it like jumps. It's like, and it's all in slow motion, and it freaking grabs onto the chick's face. I've wanted to see that. I don't know why I wanted to see it, but I've always wanted to see a slow motion face hugger moment, and I got it. So I'll probably give this. I gave what Predators 2.5. This is probably going to be. I don't know. It's more than a 1.5 star.
So
It's like a 2, but kind of like I'm ashamed to say that.
dude, it's okay to like bad movies.
It's okay. It's just a 2-star
It's
movie.
all right.
I enjoy it. It's goofy. It's dumb. I do not consider it to be part of canon from the Alien and Aliens movies.
yeah, they've come out and officially declared the 2 Alien versus Predator movies non-canon.
Yeah, this is a what-if scenario. This is
but
like
you can't do that. It's on a movie. You can't declare
Like-
something non-canon.
Alien and Aliens are 2 5-star movies that belong in their own little box. I don't even like Aliens 3 or Aliens.
Yeah, they're
whatever
not great,
the other
right?
one
Yeah,
is terrible.
I agree.
So like those
Except
are
for when it gets sucked out the ship when it's going down into orbit
those are
through the little hole.
like those are sacred protected movies, and this cannot be allowed to mingle with those ones.
I just want someone to be as excited to hug me as that alien was to hug that girl.
Man, what is it with you and hugs today? I said I like hugs. It's like the 4th time.
I wasn't talking about hugs. You misheard me, and then you started talking about how much you want to hug.
Final thoughts. Speaking of face huggers.
I'm right there with you.
Okay.
Guilty pleasure.
Right.
It's a 2-star movie. It's not good, but it has its moments. I don't know what else to say really. I mean, change the setting to Guatemala in the jungle
Would have made it better.
would have made it better.
Mhm.
And I like the Ancient Aliens stuff. I mean, the crazier the better. I want that to be the real world.
Right.
Would have been made shit way more interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, 2 stars.
Apocalypto with Predators.
Yeah, let's do it.
I need that. That's what I need. All right, Jude. Final thoughts. Give it a rating.
I also feel like this is a 2 Carol Baskin aliens out of 5, but I also it's not a guilty pleasure. I think it's really boring, and there's so much wrong with it. It doesn't make me angry, but if I had to watch it again, I'd probably roll my eyes very hard.
Was there any moment in this movie where you're like, okay, that's pretty cool? Anything?
Yeah,
Okay.
when the aliens and the predators were actually fighting, but it took a fucking hour to get there.
Yep.
Okay, but it took an hour for them to get
They
to that kind of
just
stuff. in the
set
other
up a bunch of people for the sake of killing most of them.
Yeah.
Where we cared about the characters and aliens, the Marines and everybody.
Yeah.
We don't care about
I don't
anything.
give a shit about anybody.
Don't give a shit about
I
any of
don't
them.
even know what the main character's name is.
Yeah, I
She's
don't
Blade's
either.
mom.
Plates mom. That blew my mind. I had no idea. I will say
It's like, yeah, that's very true. Hudson, Vasquez, Apone, Hicks. We can name.
Oh yeah.
We can name all these characters.
Newt. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I couldn't tell you a single name of anybody in this movie.
Bishop.
Not
Bishop.
Wayland. That's it. Because it's Lance fucking Henriksen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's it.
There's a good line of dialogue between Wayland and Blade's mom, as when they're talking about like, my dad frickin' is the same as you. He went up to this mountain and we had a great time. We popped open a bottle of champagne and then he died like 15 minutes later on the way down or whatever. And he's like, do you think the last thing your dad remembers is breaking his leg or sharing champagne with his daughter at 14,000 feet or whatever?
Yeah, didn't care.
I thought I liked that line. That was a good little moment.
You know what's funny about that is so like the Wayland character, he's dying from cancer. And so in those scenes, Henriksen is like, coughing and acting sick. And it was just like, he actually had a cold. And so like, he wasn't acting when he was doing that stuff.
Did they change the plot of the movie just because he had a cold on set or something?
No.
All right. Kadish, 1-star Crowdfest?
All right. So this movie ends with a chest burster with the predator mouth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like when I saw this in the theater, there was literally like a groan.
Really?
That emanated from the entire theater.
Not
so I can explain that.
A love child.
I can explain that.
Yeah. No, I know why, but it's just stupid.
I don't think so.
Explain it, because I didn't catch that at all.
I got this one.
Take it away.
I got this one, bro.
Okay.
Whenever a face hugger implants itself into a new host, that xenomorph takes on characteristics and traits of whatever the host is, as well as the xenomorph it comes from. So that's like why in Alien 3 you have the dog aliens.
Okay.
So this one was a xenomorph predator alien. So it's an alien, but it still has traits, and therefore the little iconic mandible claw mouth thing. So that's why.
Yeah.
I hear you. I don't care for it.
So that's fine.
But it was such a stupid ending that they completely ignored it for Alien versus Predator Requiem, because the audiences were just like, that's so dumb. And like everything about this movie, it's a 2-star movie, right?
Sure.
Like I can't give it a 1-star because it's not his worst work. It's not his worst movies. But it was definitely a movie that I found hard to get through and very stupid, and just because it goes against so much lore. In fact, it goes against so much lore that they had to decanonize it because it didn't make any freaking sense.
I am so disappointed today.
Why?
Because me and Matt have been dead on every single movie.
We've all been pretty close.
And I thought we were going to fight this week
about this movie.
On this movie in particular.
Man, you were pumped for it, huh?
I was, but oh well.
I've seen this movie multiple times. It's goofy and dumb, and I still watch it. And I like it. I have a good time. I don't know, Pete. It definitely has that stank. I will give you that, because I didn't.
This is a stanky.
It's a stanky movie. I will not argue with that
Paul
point.
W.S. Anderson.
I'm giving it 2 stanks out of 5. Because it's got the WS stank on it.
We need to have a stank fest
Oh
someday.
God, you imagine like a PWS Anderson week?
God.
Stank fest.
I mean, that was basically. The Alien Queen doesn't even look as cool as it did in the 80s, man.
Let's talk about her just really quick before we end.
Yeah.
This is an Alien Queen that has been like stuck in a fucking iceberg
for like 10,000 years.
10,000 years. And they just raise it up and like it magically comes back to life.
Where's the electricity coming from?
I don't have any idea.
They like shock it back to life with electricity.
Yeah, that was weird too.
Also, like, how did Antarctica like not ever be like an ice cap? Like, I mean, like I get that it's a continent and all.
Well, it hasn't always been covered with ice.
There's like palm trees and shit.
How do you know?
Because
Science,
they found
bro.
archaeological remains of palm trees,
saber-tooths,
and
the Earth has been here many long time.
Well, the best part of this movie is that first scene where the predators are fighting the aliens, and that should have been the whole movie. And I really wish that someone competent had made this movie and had made that happen, because I would have watched the shit out of it. 2 hour, just like aliens versus predators, nonstop fighting each other.
Slugfest.
Or even like the ancient times human sacrifice aspect of it was more interesting.
Give us that movie.
Yeah.
Well, there's a little bit of a flashback of that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's like the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Give me that for sure. Yeah.
Apocalypto with aliens and predators.
I'm telling you,
that's
dude.
what it was.
Dude, you have to watch it.
Okay, I'll do it, but I want someone to watch it with me. Kadish probably won't.
You wouldn't watch it with her?
I don't know
why
that. I love that movie.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a fantastic fucking movie.
March.
Right,
we haven't figured out
rephrase.
March yet.
I need someone to drink with me through it.
Okay, cool.
And Kadish definitely won't.
We'll invite Tom over.
Yeah, Tom. Come on.
It's, I don't know if it's a Tom and Jude movie like night though, because I've been with Tom and Jude. I don't know. It's a pretty rough movie, and it's way better than AVP.
No, but I actually want to watch it, and we tend to talk through things when we watch things.
I'm trying to think. That's it. I don't know. AVP. I enjoy it. It's fun. It's goofy. It's dumb.
Two's
Katie
all
hates
around.
it. Twos-ish.
It's
whatever.
a 2.
Yeah.
It's a two-shish.
It's a 2.
Twos-ish.